Okay, welcome back. So now we're on to part 2 of the video. So if you're just tuning in, make sure you go back and look for video number 1 because I did do something to start off before this. So what I'm doing now is walking you through kind of my weekend routine for makeup, just to show you how you can do it nice and quick. So I'm going to go back to this Neutrogena color stick that I was telling you about for foundation. Make sure I get some product going. And then after I do the crease like that, I kind of go back. Remember I said it's always good to put color on a blank slate, blank canvas. So I go through and I clean up any color that may have spilled onto my eyelid. And I just kind of dab that through there. Get your finger in there and work it in. So you see how nice and clean that is now. So it'll be nice for when you put color on it. You know, if you spill over with a darker color sometimes, if you want to put a light on top of that, it doesn't really show up because of all the dark color that's underneath it. So now that that is done, we're going to dust that brush off and we're going to go with our nice light sparkly color because we all like nice and sparkly. So I'm just going to brush that on there on both eyes. And there we go. So once you've done that, you can then go back with your darker color and blend that in just a little bit on the back corners. Make sure you got your color pop there. Darken that back up a little bit on the edges. Okay, so next we're going to do eyeliner. I love these felt tip liquid eyeliners. I gotta look in the mirror for this because I'm going to screw it up. They just make it so easy. You don't have to worry about getting the gel all in your eye lashes like I usually do. This goes on nice and smooth, as you see. I usually just give myself a little bit of a wing. I don't go too crazy with that because, I don't know, I'm probably more afraid to do it than anything. Go back, touch that up, make sure you got a nice smooth line. And there, that's done. Now, under the eye. I've shown you guys this before. I take my little oil here, dab a little bit on my fingers. Even on weekends, I always do this. You want to know why? Because it makes me feel and look awake. The Bye Bye Under Eye, I can't praise this stuff enough for how it makes me feel. I mean, if you can't put anything else on in the morning, just put this on. It'll make you feel like $1 million because it will brighten your entire eye area up. So now I'm just going to dab that in with a sponge. Go up the eye here, clean up any of the fallout. If you get any around, it's okay. You can clean that up later, brush that out. Okay, so I showed you earlier this week I started doing no eyeliner on the bottom eye, but I do take the white. So let me show you how you do that here. That's where I would usually put my black eyeliner. So now I put the white. Okay, while I'm doing that and that's sitting there, don't forget your powder under your eyes too. So now that I got the under eye, I'm gonna dab the setting powder so that that stays. This is called baking. I usually don't go too crazy with this. One thing of note, because I am older, the powders dry your eye out. So if you are older, I don't recommend leaving it on very long. And then while that's sitting there for a minute, I'll also take just a loose powder and kind of dab it around my face. I don't really put any other foundation or concealer on the weekend. So I just kind of dab this around just to get rid of some of the shine that I have on my face. And so then now, go back here, remove that a little bit. Okay. All right. Now that that's done, see how nice and awake I look? It makes me feel Okay, now for under your eyes, instead of using an eyeliner now, what I've been doing is I just take a nice round brush like this, spray a little water on it, dab it into my hand, and then I take a dark color. So I'm going to take the color that I used here. I'm going to dab into that a little bit, and then I'm going to go right under the lash line just to give myself a little line there. See how nice that looks? The water is good because it'll help it stick a little bit better. And it keeps it nice and dark too. It helps it stay nice and pigmented. So you can see how that looks. So I'm done with that now. So what I'm going to move on to is I'm going to put on my mascara. So you know I actually use a clear mascara first. And I use that to kind of build on to my eyelashes to make them a little bit thicker and longer. And then after that, I put on my mascara. So we're going to start with the lower lashes here. Okay, so there's the bottom. So now we're going to do the top. So I don't really do a lot for contouring, but I do still do contouring on the weekends. You know, I don't put the foundation or anything like that. So I'll just take, I have a little Tarte kit here that comes with the contouring and the highlighting. You can see I use the contouring more. I have so many different highlighters, so I don't really use this one as much. But I just kind of still contour my face just with powder only. So I just kind of work it into the cheeks here. Go across my forehead a little bit, just on the edges, so my forehead doesn't look big. And then I go down my nose. I got a big nose, so I contour the crap out of it. Bring it around the front here. So you can already see just a little bit just from the powder. Run down the side of my face a little. Soften all the edges. And after I do that, then I add a little pop of color with some blush. We'll go with this Tarte color here. And just kind of dab along the cheeks a little bit. Make it nice and rosy. And then lastly, highlighter, and I take a little brush like this and I spritz a little bit of water on it just to give it a little bit of an extra shine to it. So here's some Morph. Dab this along your cheeks here, corners, a little bit on your nose, drag a little bit up over the eyes and around, a little on your Cupid's bow there. And that's that. Then I go back with another highlighter. So I'm going to use a white one that's kind of buried here. So I'm going to sneak down and grab that. Put a little bit of highlighter in the corners of your eyes. Brightens them up like nobody's business. And then a little bit here on your eyebrow curve. See how nice that looks? Now I told you I'm going to go back real quick and analyze my eyebrows to make sure that they look okay. I'm going to actually take this one up a little bit here. I told you it's not going to come out perfect right away. And I'm going to layer where I don't have a lot of hair on my eyebrows and I put a lot of product just to make sure that